Oh, what's that, Brie? You got new glasses? Of course I got new glasses. You see this? Hold on, they got this little blue.
Oops, there goes another rubber tree. Oops, there goes another rubber tree. Now I came to rock, I came to move the crowd, I came to scream it out loud.
You're welcome. Now, welcome to Nerdy's Art Lab. You're in the lab, you're in the session, so let's jump into it. Obviously, you clicked on the title because you want to know how to get over your artist block or artist motivation hump that you're not having right now. You've been working on this picture for 30, 40, probably 50 hours. I'm going to say more like 2 or 3 hours. But you've been working on this picture, you've been working on his eyes, you've been working on his face, you're working on that stupid hair, that strand of hair that just isn't flowing right, you know, or the cloth that's not folding right. You know, you've been working on this piece, and now you're just like, I can't draw. And then you know, you've been messing yourself up because you've been going on this thing right here. And this is Spider-Man. I know it looked like he was putting up the middle finger when I did that, but no, this is the Spider-Man, right? You can go on your phone and you're sitting there and you're looking at all these dope artists on Instagram, Twitter, ArtStation, wherever social platform you are, and it's just shooting down your pure motivation, right? It's shooting you down because you're like, man, these people draw so well. Here's the caveat to that. The caveat is, any art, and you know this, and I know you know this because we do it ourselves, any art you see online is the best form of that art. No one ever posts their really crappy sketches or really crappy drawings, because if they did, they wouldn't have a lot of followers. You probably wouldn't follow them. You'd be like, oh, that's cool, that's a sketch. I've seen it, I do it myself, right? But when you see that really jazzed up, really pretty, artgram level art, you know, you're like, oh man, this is astonishing. I've never seen anything like that. And this is why you're messing yourself up. So today I'm going to tell you this really quick. The one best tip, the only tip you need to know how to get past that art motivation block, or you know, that artist hump, or I used to call it the art room of despair. So when you're in that little room of despair, the one thing you need to do to get yourself out of it is, one, don't draw. And when you're not drawing, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take your laptop or your phone, go into that little dark room or your corner of your room, close the door, and go find another creative that's making art, but not the style art that you do. So if you're an artist that draws, go find artists that make music. If you're an artist that does music, go find someone that draws, or that builds things, or that destroys things. Don't look at any other artist or art person related to your genre. The reason why is because when you're sitting there and you're watching other artists draw or trying to create something, the whole time in the back of your head, you're still thinking about that picture that you sucked at and that it's not that good. But in reality, what you're doing when you're watching somebody else that's creative and somebody else that is creating something that is interesting to you, that interest then fuels your creativity. Our creativity, if you're a real artist or if you're just someone that likes to draw, is often fueled by creativity, right? And the most purest form that I know of like interest is fan art. Fan art becomes from watching Black Clover, Naruto, all of us in our early days, Dragon Ball. How many of us drew Goku and Gohan and Vegeta in their little Super Saiyan form, where you mastered a little triangle here and you thought you were the dopest artist ever, right? That came from interest, and from that interest came your ability and want to draw. And the interest is what originally led you to draw your original piece that you're trying to work on that you got stuck on. So you need to get that interest back through an outside source. And that outside source, like I said, is another creative artist doing music, building crafts, making stuff. I like to watch this guy called Yuri Wong. He takes like a sample of a clip and he turns it into a full song. Like, go find stuff like that. That type of stuff will just change your whole perspective, get you that interest level back. While giving you interest level back, it fills up your little creativity bar, which then you can put back into your artwork, and then you feel not so pressured to draw, not so like, oh, I have to do this best. It gets you back to that purest form of, I want to draw this because I want to draw this, not because I want to draw this to meet the standards of that person that I just looked at. And that's it. That's all you got to do. That's one step. Find somebody that's making some artwork that's different from yours, and it'll give you interest to fuel your creativity. So, with that said, guys, thanks again for tuning in. Hang out with your nerdy friend. It's Bree, aka Nerdy. I'm actually surprised my landlord didn't make a lot of sound because he's actually destroying the whole room over there to make this new room. That way I possibly come to the studio. But until that time, we're still going to be rocking it right here in the kitchen. Or as I like to say, in the art lab. Speaking of which, if you guys have any art, if you're interested in anything, or if you have any questions about it, please find me on my Instagram. Hit me up, ask me any questions you want to ask me. I have no problem helping anybody trying to figure out a drawing or get a little bit of motivation or just venting some frustrations about art. I'm always down to help out somebody. So yeah, man, that's the grind. Me personally, I'm trying to grind up to 1K subs, so that's the new grind for myself. So with that said, guys, I will see you guys next week. If you have any questions, like I said, hit me up on Instagram. And as always, people, stay true to yourself, love what you do, and above all, stay nerdy, people. See you next week.
I came to rock, I came to move the crowd, I came to scream it out loud.